with the cases how they are, but if this is a first day of guitar and you have a whole bunch of kids who potentially have never touched one, have them each take a case, obviously using the handle, carry it to their seats and put it in front of them like this, and have the handle facing up, of course. And then you want them to tilt it over so the handle comes towards them. Then we're not going to open it upside down and have a guitar horribly sad crash to the ground, which would be an awful thing to do. So, for our guitar players today, we have it set up in front of you. First thing I want you to do, we're going to go real slow with this, is open your case, but don't take out the guitar. Aaron's dying. Okay, so this is a guitar, yay. What we're going to do is I'm going to take out my guitar, and I just want you to still look at yours. Sorry, I know it's sad. We're going to go over the different parts of the guitar. So as you can see, I'm going to use, I'm going to pick it up by what is called the neck of the guitar. Okay? So this is the neck of the guitar. It is also home to the fretboard. This is the fretboard. So all these little metal rungs separate a fret. So fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 12 is here, and then it goes, depending on the type of guitar you have, some will go further, some won't. But yeah, so that's the fretboard on the neck. This part right here, this lovely area, is the body of the guitar. So in an acoustic guitar, that is hollow, and that's where all, like when we go back to our singing and we were talking about resonance, that's where all the resonance is happening in the guitar. Everything is vibrating within the hollow body of the guitar. This is your sound hole. It's kind of where the resonance from the strings are going to go into that hole. Our guitars here have this little plastic piece. This is called a pick guard. So when you're playing with a pick and you're like channeling your inner Taylor Swift and you're hitting your pick against the wood, it's helpful to have. Some guitars come with this, some don't. It's kind of preference and style. It's not required, but if you are buying guitars for your guitar class, get pick guards. Or you're going to have like that old school rustic guitar look with the holes right here after a couple of years, which is cool for some people, but not for lasting guitars. At the top, we have the head, and these are the tuning pegs, which we're going to get to in a little bit. Basically, they adjust the strings. Same with any other instruments. The longer they are, the lower they sound. The shorter they are, the higher they sound. Basically, on a guitar, they all look the same length. It's just a question of how tight they're pulled or how loose they are. Okay? So, for our players, I'm going to get you to pick up the guitar with your left hand by the neck. Okay? Because you are all playing guitars. Yeah, and then put the body of your guitar on your right knee. The body of your guitar on the right knee. Yep.
Oh, nice.
You have these tag on it. Okay, so we're all playing right-handed guitars. Right?
Or if you're left-handed.
If you're left-handed, you need to buy a left-handed guitar. You can restring it upside down, but it will affect the sound.
Or you can try and play it this way. There are different benefits.
Like this.
No, you can play it normal too.
It doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. It's gonna just be. It's like the same as when you start snowboarding or start soccer or something, and the first time you kick the balls with your right or your left foot, it's just gonna not always necessarily what you write with. We're all gonna start with right-handed guitars. So play them, yes, like this. Okay? So your left hand is the one that's hitting all the strings and pressing down and being like World Wonder, and your right hand's the one that's going to be strumming. Okay?
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm just noticing Ted, or all of you. Okay, you're gonna want to sit it. You see this nice curvy part on the body? So just sit it right on your leg. So then you can like sort of just relax on the guitar. Feel relaxed?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, can you hold this for a second?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do tuning later.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Here's a pick for you. Here's a pick. Yeah, that's my last one. Yeah, I'll just show you how to hold the pick.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
Okay. This is your pick, okay? So you're going to want to prop against the edge like that. top of it. Can I see yours for a second there?
Yeah, just like that.
So just like that.
So your thumb lines up with like the edge of it. So it should, if this is your thumb, the pick's gonna go like this, and the point's gonna come out on the outside of your thumb.
And your finger will just come underneath it. So the main thing is that your thumb is perpendicular to the point of the guitar. Okay? Can I see? Okay. Can you just wave it a bit? Okay.
Yeah,
Easier
that
to-
would be right if there was one
Okay.
in your hand.
And I just want you to strum down on the strings. Just extend your elbow. Good, good. Okay. Oh yeah, there's another way to hold the guitar also. This is the contemporary style, because you'll see most people play it like on the TV. Okay. And there's also a classical style. You'll need a foot, like a footstool usually, so you can hold it up. I'll just use this case for now. And you'd hold it in between your legs instead. And it's usually a finger pick style.
So for your like high school music classes, probably you're gonna have most that are comfortable with contemporary, and that's what you might focus on. But you might do a unit of classical study where you want them to play classically, or you might have a kid that comes to your class that has background and plays classically, and contemporary is going to be really weird for them. It's not going to affect the sound of the guitar, it's just style. So it's kind of preference, but in terms of like the pieces that you're playing, if you're playing classically, musically speaking, you should be playing classically. If you're playing some pop song, you don't have to play like that. You can play contemporary.
Do we have tuners?
No, we're going to do it by ear.
Oh, by ear,
This one's
okay.
tuned
All right.
for the most part, or it was an hour ago.
Okay. So we can do it by ear, so mine's in tune. So these are the strings in order. E, A, D, G, B, E. Eat a damn good breakfast every day. So the big fat string at the top is E. So you're going to want to turn it counterclockwise to make it higher.
Go. That's your. Sure.
Then in your classroom, you would be able to get all of your students to, like, you'd play your strings really loud, and they'd be able to tune that. Next one. Are they good?
Yep.
Okay, A. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
G.
And then it comes this way. So
It's D,
one,
okay.
three, and then there's two.
Where is this one?
It's at the
That's that
top
one,
of the
yeah.
head, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you turn the opposite direction on that side. Okay. Yeah. Okay, B.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get there. Away from me to turn it higher. Yeah, no, put it this way. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then E.
Wait, go back.
You're going to check it after, so.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Okay. Be a little sure. Okay, so that's one strategy for tuning in the classroom. It can be really effective because if you're using a tuner, all the students will be playing at the same time, so it can.
It'd be really hard. Unless they all have really fancy like vibration tuners, which clip to the end of your head, and then you don't. It doesn't matter what's coming out of the guitar. It does it all on vibration, so it tells. It's really wonderful actually for when it's noisy. But otherwise, they'll be like on their knee with a little speaker in it, and if you have 30 guitars all trying to tune through a little speaker, they're all. It's just gonna be chaos.
But you can still do that, and they're like if you can still do that
It'll
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Yeah. I think if you do it by ear, if yours is in tune, ours was not so much anymore. But if you tune your guitar as a teacher beforehand and you do it in tune as a class with their ear, it's just going to develop their listening, which is part of the curriculum no matter what instrument you're teaching, which is always really helpful. Plus, it'll get them to really be comfortable with using their ear and checking. So, because a lot of times when you're playing, throughout the time you're playing, your guitar's going to go out of tune, and you'll really, you'll be like halfway through a set, and you'll be like, "Ooh, this is sounding kind of weird." And if they're constantly relying on their tuner to tune their guitar, they might not pick that up. But the other thing you should do too is teach them the rule of the 5th fret. So it's a really good way if your top string is in tune. So if your top string is playing an E perfectly, you can tune the rest of your guitar without from that string. So the 5th fret, holding down the 5th fret of the E string is an A, which your next string is an A. So they should be the same. And your 5th fret is the 2nd fret that has a little dot on it. So you can see the 3rd fret has a little dot, and your 5th fret has a little dot. Yeah, so it's a nice little reference point. And then you go to, so you do that for all the strings. 5th fret is the same note as the string below it, except for one of them. So I want you to play with that right now really quickly. Go through the 5th fret.
The 2nd.
5th is, yeah. So, here, look up here, guys. So you're going to play the 5th fret on your E string. Here, look up here. Right? And it's going to be the same as the open string below it. And it should sound the same. And then you go to the next string, and you still play that 5th fret. Just move your finger down one. And now you're playing. So you go through the whole thing. Until you get.
So that one's the one that's.
We're having some discovery moments right now, so I want to let it happen. Okay, so now I want you to go though to the 3rd string from the bottom. So the 3rd string from your knee. 3rd string up from your knee. Okay? It's also your G string, for those that are paying attention. And if you hold down the 5th fret on your G string, play it. And now play your B string right below it. Oh, it's not the same. So this is the only difference of the 5th fret rule. You have to use the 4th on your G string. Okay? So all the other ones are 5. This string, yeah, I know, it's really sexy. 4th on the G string. Okay? So that's something that you're going to get really comfortable with as you continue to play.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful to like really like I don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just like something that will become very second nature to you. And it's a good way to just double check in. And it's not, it'll make sure your guitar is in tune to your guitar. So if you're playing solo and you're not sure, it's a great way, at least you sound in tune. If you start playing with someone else, they might be in a different tuning and then there's problems. But at least your guitar is tuned to your guitar. Okay?
Okay, so you guys remember, the strings there? Does anyone remember what do you call it?
Eat.
Yeah, eat.
Eat a darn good breakfast.
It's probably also on the board.
Eat
Oh, okay.
a darn good breakfast every day. Oh.
I'm not sure, but I think it's written on the chalkboard.
Is that
Okay.
from top to low? Like
That's from the, yeah.
like top and then
Yeah, eat damn food breakfast every day.
First lesson.
Okay, these are how the frets work. So these are the frets here, right? These, right? So each one goes up a semitone. And then up to 12.
So if you put your guitar flat on your lap, so the strings are facing the ceiling, okay? And now you look at your fretboard. It's like a keyboard in the fact that every fret is a key, white and black. Okay. If you're like August Rush style, yeah, you